listening to Planery the Podcast, your guide to home building, renovation and design. I'm your host Emma, an architect and business owner with over 15 years industry experience, bringing you new episodes each week to answer all of your questions and provide clarity so you feel confident to design your dream home. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Planery, your guide to home building, renovation and design. I'm so thrilled that you're joining me on this exciting journey, whether you're tuning in from your couch, on your commute, or maybe even on site at your latest building project. I'm so glad to have you here. Let me tell you a little bit about what Planery is all about. So as an architect, I've spent years helping people bring their dream homes to life, and I've seen firsthand how overwhelming it can be. And let's face it, it is also a very expensive process, so that can make it feel even more stressful. That's why I wanted to create Planery, which is to make the world of building a home and renovation and design more accessible, more affordable, and way more enjoyable for everyone involved. In this podcast, we'll be diving into everything you need to know to plan, design, and create your dream space. From budgeting tips and working with architects to exploring the latest trends in interior design, I'm planning to cover it all, and that will be not only via the podcast but also on the Planery website. We will be offering some ebooks, some online courses, and if you're in Melbourne, Sydney or the Gold Coast, there will also be some upcoming in-person events. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter and following the podcast so you're kept up to date with all of those things as they come to light. Now, what can you expect from today's episode? So basically, I wanted to share chats with industry experts, real life stories from people, and giving a lot of practical advice that you can actually use, because I know there is a lot of information out there. And one of the biggest problems in today's landscape is definitely information overwhelm. There is TikTok, there's Instagram, and a lot of those platforms have just bite-sized information and it doesn't give you the full picture. So being that I have a design degree, I am a registered architect, and I also run my own business, I have a lot of experience, and I just want to demystify the whole process from people and make it so that you actually understand what you are committing to, what decisions you are making, and how I can leave you in a better place at being a really informed consumer, so that when you're making those decisions, if you aren't bringing an architect onto your team, you feel really empowered to do so. By the end of this episode, I hope you'll feel really inspired and excited to take the next step in your home building or renovation journey. And always, if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or one of the team via DM on Instagram. You can email us hello@planery.com.au. You can jump on over to the website, or you can find us some other way, and I'd be more than happy to chat to you. Otherwise, you can always book in a free consultation if you've got a project and you really just want an architect ready to go. And I will leave all of those in the description down below, which is going to be part of the show notes. So I'm just getting a hand of all of this stuff, but I will make sure everything is where it should be by the time this episode is uploaded. So let me give you a real sneak peek of some of the topics we'll be exploring in future episodes. So we'll be talking about how to avoid common renovation mistakes, the real cost of building a home in Australia, which is honestly one of the biggest questions that I get from so many friends, colleagues and clients, how to create a functional and stylish kitchen, and even tackling the big question, renovate or knock down and rebuild. There is so much good stuff ahead, and I can't wait to share it all with you. Now, before we dive in, I've got a small favor to ask. So if you enjoy this podcast or you really love the home renovation topics, please don't forget to hit subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. That way you'll never miss an episode, and you can help us grow our amazing community of home enthusiasts. Oh, and if you know someone who's about to start their own home renovation or building journey, please share this podcast with them, and they will really thank you for it, because there's just going to be so much information, and I really want to keep it all in one place where someone can just listen to episodes while you're driving around or doing your daily tasks and learn something along the way. So let's get started. I'm going to welcome you to Planery, where your dream home starts with a plan. I'm so excited to have you here, and I want to tell you why I started this podcast and how it can help you. So Planery is basically a subsidiary of my actual design business, which is called Planery Architecture and Interior Design. And that was born because over the years, I've noticed that many people feel intimidated by the idea of renovating or building a home. The jargon, the costs, the planning, it can all feel too much. And I've heard so many stories of people putting off their dream projects because they just didn't know where to start, or they got the wrong person involved and it blew over budget and they just physically weren't able to fund the project and it just went kaput. So that's where Planery comes in. This podcast is here to simplify the process, provide you with clear, actionable steps and advice, and make the experience enjoyable. I believe that everyone deserves to live in a space that reflects who they are, and I want to help you make that happen without unnecessary stress or expense. Every week, I'll be releasing 2 episodes packed with insights, tips, and inspiration, and some of the episodes will focus more on practical advice, which will be things like budgeting, choosing the right materials, or working with tradespeople, and others will delve into creative topics like the latest design trends or how to add personality to your home. We'll also have some fantastic guests joining us along the way to share their knowledge and answer your burning questions. So if you have someone that you want me to have on the podcast, or you yourself have something that you would like to tell, even a story about your own project, then again, please get in touch because I would love to hear from you. And don't worry, it's not always going to be a one-way conversation. I do really want you to be involved. So I have also set up a Facebook community for Planery, and I would love if you would head on over there and join as well, because that way, even if I'm not directly involved, you guys can all share amongst each other and help each other out, because that's the whole spirit of community and sharing. And it's kind of just like one giant group assignment building a home sometimes. You don't want to get too many opinions involved, but it definitely helps to be able to bounce ideas off people. So if there is a topic or question you need answered, feel free to drop me a message on our website or social media, and I will make sure that I create an episode out of it and get your question answered. So that's it for today's introduction to Planery. Thank you so much for tuning into this first episode. I'm really happy to be going on this journey with you to help you create a home that you'll love. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode where we'll be talking about some of the top mistakes to avoid in home renovations. Until then, take care and happy planning. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you have any questions, you can find us at Planery Homes on Instagram, or email us with all of our details listed below in the show notes. Don't forget to hit subscribe or follow so you never miss an episode.